What is the question?
I'm just new out of training. So, I just got here. I'm new out of training. I'm new out of training.
Alrighty, guys, 1:45 or close enough. Let's do a quick meeting up. So, first thing, we have 25 on the board, a little bit of a slow start. I'm not as worried about that. It does sound good in here. We finally got one. Once the room fills up, it always sounds good in here. Generally, our issues come because we're not staffed properly. I want to be clear. So, like, the better we can do at all getting here on time and making sure we have this thing set up. Every day, it's 9 to 10 is a little bit of an issue because we have a bunch of people not here yet, and 5 to 6 is a little bit of an issue because we lose a lot of people. So, like, if we could all make a concerted effort on that, I think that's the main thing where we're missing deals. But we do sound good on the phone. I want to get that. First thing I want to touch on, and this is probably the last time I'm going to say this because it's becoming more of the majority and not the minority. Chris had to run to California. When Chris is not here, it is business as usual. This is nothing different than anything. The reason Chris leaves and goes to other places is because he is so confident that this is his rock that's going to be able to get him his 50, 60 deals every single day. And nothing should change in our office whether he's here or not. He's kind of almost been in there as just like a closer to kind of have it set up that way. So, like, this is the way it's going to be happening moving forward. So I don't want anything to change whether Chris is here or not. Our jobs never change. We are always going to be pushing the board. We have goals that we need to hit as an office no matter who is here behind us. So I just want to be clear, and I do appreciate everyone helping out a little more. That is one thing I always ask. I'm very much in the world of, like, I want to empower everyone to get better and take next steps. So, like, I always, like, I was the guy who's, like, if I'm sitting next to someone, I'm always going to fucking help them with their computer. I'm always going to help them with shit. I really think that's, like, kind of what helps this place kind of be better than some other places where everyone is just all about their money and their shit, and that's all that matters. Like, that's not the reason this works. It's because we're one unit that moves together. So when we're in these moments, if you have more experience than the person, or if you know the answer, or someone's asking something, if I'm on a phone, don't hesitate to jump up if you know what's going on. If you know who you are and you know what's going on, so just be ready to step up if that is needed. Now kind of more some, like, technical things. So it's tough when I'm the only one here. I am doing my best to listen to calls. The one thing on the opening end, so I'm going to talk about, like, some things with opening, some things with closing, and kind of how we can all do it together. With the opening, the one thing that I'm hearing, and it's from people that have been here a little bit, a while, whatever, is we're handling objections, but we're sounding combative. So, like, in this industry, these people, you always have to understand, and I say it all the time, this is an uncomfortable sale. It's not something that, like, feels like, it doesn't always feel great when it's happening. You're giving your card, you don't know exactly what's going to happen. They have issues with giving the card and this and that. So, like, if they come up with an objection, you can't be combative to them. You can't make it seem like, if someone's about to object, the thing I hate the most when I'm hearing calls is when whoever it is, opener, closer, cuts off the person what they're saying, answers the question they think they're going to say, and think that's going to help move the deal forward. No matter what point in the call you're at, if the customer is talking, I want to be clear, you should always shut up and let them finish whatever they are saying. Even if it sounds crazy and they're doing this 3-minute thing. Hop was on a call before, it said over from Dennis. He had to sit there and take shit for probably 3 to 5 minutes. Well, I don't know why I'm on the phone with you. I don't know how you got my info. I don't know what the fuck this is. I don't even know what the fuck she was saying. But I can tell in his face it wasn't fucking very fun. But if he tried to cut her off every time, it's like, I don't even know who you guys are. Who the heck's our warranty group? It's like, how did you get my info? I have your loan info. Like, that's not, it doesn't sound like you're helping them. It sounds like you are trying to scam them in that situation. It's like, don't even think about what you're saying. It's just, I have all your information, just do what I'm saying. It's like, No, that's not what this is. Let them get their shit out. People want to be heard as much as anything. You'll notice when you talk to more of these people, and like, it sounds crazy to say, but like, the general world these days is a little more lonely than it's ever been. Some people just need you to hear their fucking shit, hear out their problems, tell them I understand your problem, we deal with that problem, and the way I'm going to fix it is I'm going to lower your deposit. The way I'm going to fix it is I'm going to push your bill date to here. Like, I hear you and I'm listening, and I'm not just a scumbag like everyone else in your life that doesn't hear your problems and says you're fucking, you got to just deal with it. Like everyone deals with it in their own life when something's just like, just fucking deal with it. Sure, these people hear that. It's like, no, you don't have to just fucking deal with it. Like, I'm going to help you deal with it by finding this nice little middle happy ground where it's like, I'm kind of doing it your way, we're kind of doing it my way, and it's going to work out for both of us in the end. So, like, especially early in the call, if they're giving you, like, issues, like, I'm hearing too often, and this happens a lot, because when we all put us in a room together, there's now openers and closers, there's people with different levels of experience, and sometimes you hear buzzwords, and you just want to rip those buzzwords. Like, you just want to, like, rip red flag as loud, as hard as you can. Like, I'm telling you, if someone tells you they're not interested, and you tell them you're going to red flag their VIN, they are now less interested. I promise. They are way less interested right now. Now they have a red flag VIN and even less interest than they did a minute ago. So instead of, if they're telling you I'm not interested, be like, but I'm going to red flag your VIN, I understand you're not interested. Most people aren't when their car's up and running. They're just pretty certain before the loan is up something is going to be wrong, and they don't want to see you stuck with that repair bill when that day comes. Now, let me ask you, when you do get your vehicle serviced, just talking about when that day does come, where did you plan on taking it? To the dealership or a local repair shop? So I now took their objection, I handled the objection, and I fit it right back somewhere into the pitch, assuming we're somewhere near there, we pitch the parts. And that's what opening is. It's kind of dealing with their thing, letting it seem like they hear them, and just getting right back on track. And if they don't bring it up again, don't bring it up again. If they tell you they're not interested and you're pitching, like, I used to hear people, most of us don't do it now, but like, does that interest you? Like, does that sound, it's like, fuck that. Why are we going to ask a question where if the answer is no, you fuck yourself? It's again, any question in sales needs to be what's called a controlled question. So like, if I'm asking a question, it's because whatever answer you give me can help me move forward. Again, do you take it to a local repair shop or a dealership? We don't care. I just want you to talk so that I can tell you that what you're doing is awesome and you can keep doing exactly what you're doing. And it didn't matter what you said. In the beginning, and this is actually a question that got brought up, because in the new script, you see it does ask, is there any check engine lights on or fluid leaks? If they say yes to that, just say, okay, I completely understand. We deal with that all the time. And just keep pitching. I just want to be clear. We just need that to be said on a recorded line so that when they go in 32 days and their check engine light's on, it's like, look, remember like the day we called you and you said, like, that's what, it's not just like, oh, your check engine light's on? Well, okay, have a good day. Like, no, like, we push everything until the customer hangs up. There are very few dead ends in these sales. There are some, of course. I don't want to but when I'm on these calls, the amount of people I say have a good day to versus the amount of people that hang up on me, I feel like I maybe used to say it once or twice a day, and the other 48 calls a day that I was on, I am going until they hang up on me every single time. It doesn't matter what your problem is. I'm going to say, I understand, I hear you. I'm not going to be combative. I'm not just going to throw threats at you. I'm going to make it seem like I'm here to help you. So, and this is kind of going to closing as well. So like when I'm hearing like, I need to talk to my wife, let's say you're talking, dude, I need to talk to my wife. Instead of going with, look, like it's going to close out before you talk to your wife and I don't want there to be a red flag on your VIN, it should be like, I understand you want to talk to your wife, but the vehicle's in your name. Like the vehicle is going to have repairs whether we like it or not. It's just a matter if we're going to prepare ourselves before it happens so it's cheaper and easier on you, or you're going to wait for the day that happens, and then it's going to be too late and you got to come out a few thousand. Then if you're pitching cost of repairs and then you're painting pictures and it's still happening, then sometimes you can pull out, look, well, they are going to put a red flag. Like, but that should be a last fucking resort thing. I'm hearing it too often just being thrown around. Like, again, a red flag doesn't overcome an objection. If they have some level of interest, sometimes a red flag will create the fear or concern that we need to keep them on the phone and make them think something needs to be done today. We can use it as a way to push them to do it today. But it doesn't get somebody from not wanting to buy it to wanting to buy it generally. If they kind of wanted to buy it, but they wanted to talk to someone, and you kind of can throw that in there, occasionally that'll be what pushes them. but it can't be a situation where you are just, throwing it out there whenever, like at the beginning of the call, it's like, yeah, Mom, yeah, but they're going to put a red flag. It doesn't mean anything. They don't know what a red flag means. So we have to continue to pitch through the issues. And again, if you're early in the call and you're opening, I would rather, look, if you're about to TO it, that could be the last thing you're saying before you're TOing. It's like, look, I understand you have issues. It's just the account's locked. And if they put a red flag in on a locked account, I just don't want to see that happen. So give me 1 second. I hear what you're saying. We deal with it all the time. Let me figure out what we're going to do. You're going to hear some clicking and hold music, but I'm not hanging up on you. Prepare them for what happens next so you know what the next step in the process is. Another point more for closing this is, so if you're closing your own deals, when you are closing deals, and I say this all the time, especially if you're getting TOs, when I get a TO, the first thing I do is introduce myself. I give myself a title of importance. I say a senior finance manager just because we were doing that whole thing. Like whatever you want to give yourself a title of importance so they know they're talking to an authority figure. And I immediately draw a line in the sand of when it needed to be done by. So to be clear, because the openers when you're pitching it, the account's past due to activate your service contract. The only thing it doesn't show me is the yada, yada, yada. But they've never been told when it was past due from or why it was past due. So if I get the call and I see on the account, hey, I got a TO here. It's a 2020 Honda Accord with 65,000 miles. They want to talk to somebody. I'm getting that call immediately. Like, look, it looks like the call came to me because they only give you up through 60,000 to continue this level of coverage. And we just wanted to make sure before they close it out by the end of the year that we can get you activated. So I am immediately drawing a line in the sand of when this needed to be done by because I know I'm going to need to reference it later. I've taken enough of these calls, and we all have at this point. You know that they're going to tell you that they need some time to talk to someone or do something. And if I don't ever draw my invisible line in the sand and when this needed to be done by, it's tough that, if you just pitch and never told them when it needed to be done by, and then you ask for the money and then tell them it was, too late, it doesn't feel like you're doing it their way. It feels like you're hearing their problem and just being like, no, that sucks, but do it my way instead. No, it's not that. I already told you when I first hopped on the phone you only had till 60,000, and I wanted to make sure before they officially close this out. And me doing this and taking a few of these calls, setting that early is you need to give yourself a reference point with sales. Again, if you're telling them it's past due and they're willing to buy that on the open end, fucking sweet. I hope they don't ask any fucking questions about it. But if you're going to be asking for money, they're going to be asking questions about it now. We don't want them to ask questions early on. Ideally, we want them to read the script. It's $299 down. It's only $99. How do you handle it? And they say their Visa card and you get a card. That is maybe 1 out of 100 if you're fucking lucky. Sometimes you get 1 a week out of fucking 500 calls. Every other person has problems. And every other problem, there are sales in there. We talk about it all the time. Certain problems sell better than others. I mean, if someone tells me that they don't trust me and they have dealership coverage, that's a little tougher than the 22-year-old girl that wants to talk to her boyfriend, of course. But I am going to pitch both of those situations the exact same way with the exact same tenacity, and I'm going to treat both of them like they're supposed to do it. If you don't treat everyone like they're supposed to buy it, almost nobody will buy it. You have to almost sound shocked when they give you an objection. I used to be like, and it's only going to be $99. We can use the Visa, Master, American Express, or Discover. Which would you prefer to use? It's like, oh, but I need to talk to my husband. It's like, you talk to your husband, but I told you this closed out at 60,000 miles. You don't want this to close out before you talk to your husband, right? Make them answer a really fucking stupid question that there's almost no way to answer. It's you don't want this to close out before you talk to him, right? No. Okay, now you've told me you don't want that to do that, so now I got the ball back in my court. Now I'm going to tell you the options you have. You can either do it this way or this way. Which you want to do. You can either do this much or this much. You can put it on this card or that card, whatever the options are. But get them to answer a question if you can that sets yourself up that you can use later. That's the best, if you can ask a question, it's look, you know your vehicle's going to break down before the loan's up, right? If they can be if they're not sure on that, but if they hit you with a yes there, you're in the fucking driver's seat, I'm telling you, and that should be a deal. Look, so you're telling me right now you know your vehicle's going to break down before the loan's up. There's no question about that. It's just you let me know, would you rather wait for that day to come and pay it all at once, or do you think it's easier to save about $30 a week from your weekly spending? You won't even feel it coming out, and when that day comes, all you got to do is give a policy card, get in your rental, it'll let you know when it's finished, which is easier for you. At that point, they have now set themselves up to be sold, to be closed. If you can let them set themselves up without you having to push them, that's the ideal goal. Like, let them think it's their idea, even though it's yours, by asking questions that you would like the answer to that can help you get closer to the sale. Final kind of thought, and this is whether you're opening, closing, whatever. We're from Jersey. I just want to be clear. We talk to people from the South. If you haven't heard this, not everybody goes at the same speed as we do. We go about 50% faster than the rest of the country with everything we do. The way we fucking drive, the way we fucking talk, the way we fucking handle business. We just happen to move faster than almost the entire rest of the country. So keep that in mind. Don't make a note to yourself. Like, I know Dennis, like other people used to have notes that said slow down right on their fucking thing. Like, I've seen that, and because generally, I think every person in this office goes a little too fast, and I don't think there's anyone I can look at that I'm seeing. It's like they really just go way too fucking slow. That is not the case. So when you are speed talking someone, especially if they are nervous, it makes them more nervous. They feel, even if you don't sound nervous, if you're talking faster than their speed when they're asking for something, it makes them feel uncomfortable. It's like, I really want to talk to my husband, but man, you really can't talk to your husband because it's going to close out. And if it closes out and you get a red flag notice, your husband's going to be pissed off. It's like, what the fuck did you just say, bro? Like, that didn't do anything to help me want to move forward. You scared me more, and I was already scared. If they are scared, you got to do the opposite. You got to bring them balance. You got to bring it back down. It's like, I completely understand you want to talk to your husband. Everybody I talk to has a husband, has a wife that they need to talk to. And I get that you want to do that, ma'am. It's past due, and because the loan's in your name, they need you to at least take care of it. But what I'll do is I'll mail it out and I'll give you some time. So if your husband really hates it, I'll give you my name and my phone number so you have everything you need. Does that work for you? Like, that sounds so much better than fast talking the old lady into giving you a card. We just want to make sure that you are understanding your customer and pitching everybody accordingly. Part of your job is sales. We are chameleon on these phones. If you talk the same way you talk to from a businessman from New York, the same way you're talking to a sweet old lady from Mississippi, you are losing sales yourself. I promise you that. You need to bring your pitch to your customer, try to match their same energy, and you will find more deals. So we are at a little after 2 o'clock. Let's make sure we are all logged in. Let's get this to a 50, 60 day, all right? Peace out, gang. Let's get it in training. You're getting on the phones, guys. Let's get some deals.
Don't be fast tossing me now, Michael.
I'm gonna discuss some of